¿Cómo que se cuece aquí? ¿Cómo que se cuece? Se cuece el D&D Direct.
Welcome everybody to D&D Direct. We are so excited to be here with you today and to bring the most anticipated announcements from the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
And to prove it, we're going to dive right into the adventure with this truly stunning surprise. Check this out.
Minecraft Dungeons and Dragons, what the fuck? ¡Ostras! ¿Qué dices? ¿Pero qué es esta fantasía? Coming soon, coming soon, coming soon.
What a way to kick off our show!
I can't believe Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons are teaming up.
I know! Minecraft fans and their friends now get to battle all the classic monsters from D&D. What an amazing way to unite these two worlds. And for our D&D fans, we have a little something extra to commemorate your new Minecraft adventure. You can download a special Minecraft Monsters Compendium at Minecraft.net and on D&D Beyond at no cost. It features some of your favorite Minecraft mods for you to add to your games.
We'll reveal all the new and exciting things coming to Dungeons and Dragons this year.
From the star-studded D&D movie coming out this spring to riveting reveals in the realms of digital, print, collectibles, and more.
You can track what's coming up next right here on the screen, so you'll be sure to catch your favorite announcements.
And of course, you'll have us with you every step of the way. I'm your host, Gina Darling, and next to me is a strapping young man.
I'm Iffy Whityway. We've been a part of this community for a long time, and we know there are millions of fans out there who can't wait for all this new content.
We're here to tell you everything you need to know about what's going on in the world of D&D.
All right, let's keep the momentum going with the stars of the upcoming Paramount picture, Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, right here.
What is that?
We're facing the greatest evil the world has ever known.
She's executing our people.
This is unlike anything we've ever seen.
What's trying to kill us this time?
Pretty much everything.
The magic is on a whole other level.
We're outmatched. How are we gonna defeat them?
I know what to do. I can ask corpses 5 questions and then they go back to being dead.
Perlumon Tergatis.
Maybe I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Were you killed in battle?
Yes.
Great. One more question, right?
Yes.
No. That wasn't for you. Did that count as a question?
Yes.
Damn it. Then you answer when I talk to you. Okay?
Yes.
Why did you say okay at the end of that?
I didn't.
Fantastic. Where's the shovel?
Whoa.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've already got my tickets.
Ooh, which reminds me.
What? What are you doing? We're hosting a show right now, dude.
Well, after seeing the trailer, I wanted to make a bard like Chris Pine's character, so I went to playD&D.com and found one of these pre-made character sheets.
No, if you...
Then I filled out some stuff and made up a name, and ta-da, character created.
Hey. Sorry.
Pues promo de
What I
D&D
was
Beyond.
trying to say is, if you want to play D&D with your friends, you can start by going to playdnd.com and create a character of your own, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already done. We can play later.
Yeah. And that's not all. Check out this song and dance on how to teach your friends about D&D.
Take it away, Joe Cat.
So what do you say? Interested? I don't know. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Oh, okay. Well, no worries. We can talk about it later.
So you want a game with your friends, but they are all new and have trouble playing pretend. It all seems so hard to be in the right cards just to play.
Do I know you?
But luckily, hope is not lost. Despite how it seems, there is very little cost. In fact, it's quite painless, in some ways even brainless. And so I will teach you today. First, you get your friends together, and yes, you have them, pique their interest, and then you grab them, show them live plays or fun short clips or even the D&D movie. Then set a time to start playing weekly, make some characters that uniquely fit their fantasy, or dumb memes or something completely left field but groovy. Tell them it's their chance to star in their own series where they can do anything, save the world or be the villain. Use an imagination, you can even smooch a king.
This all sounds fun and everything, but I have a few concerns.
Like?
I can't voice act or sing good songs.
Embrace the bad. It's fun as heck.
I'm scared I might get rules all wrong.
Just make some up, or you can check.
But who will be the dungeon master?
Who knows the most, or the bravest friend?
But what if it all ends in disaster?
Learn from mistakes and try again! Grab pen and paper and starting rule set, and that's all you will need to start that game of D&D with your friends.
Un poco largo, ¿no?
Cars and laser guns?
Sure, hold like fantasy, then do sci-fi. Any setting can take its place by making home.
O sea, es bonito, pero...
Tailor your grand adventure. D&D is so much more than how you start or how it ends. Print some sheets and grab some dice, then go and grab your friends.
You know what? I actually do want to give it a try. Yeah!
Now, it's no secret that the D&D movie is going to introduce the game we all love to millions of new potential fans.
We want to welcome all these new adventurers, no matter how they want to play.
And your friendly local game stores around the world will join in on the D&D celebration with an introduction to D&D games from April 6th to April 9th.
Let's give every new adventurer an enthusiastic welcome to D&D together.
And here is another great way to make that movie experience come to life with Hasbro's March Monster Madness. Please, I'm begging you, please have the owlbear. I would sell my sibling for an owlbear right now.
Hi, my name is Emily. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the brand manager for Dungeons & Dragons toys over at Hasbro. We have been working on a lot of awesome D&D toys this year to celebrate the upcoming theatrical release, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and D&D lore in general. Some of my favorite toys that we're making include our Golden Archive collection,
El tic al merchandising, ¿vale? Ponemos merchandising. Este sí que entraba en la porra.
We have our Cartoon Classics assortment that celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1980s cartoon.
Y la serie.
Dice Slings, which are the first ever D20s that convert into your favorite D&D monsters. Today, I am so excited to get to show to you, for the very first time, 3 of our upcoming Golden Archive monster releases. So we have our new Golden Archive Xanathar, our lore-inspired Owlbear, and then our Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves Displacer Beast. All of these are absolutely fantastic figures that you are definitely going to want to add to your collection. If you'd like to learn more about these
Yo quiero el Xanathar y la pecera. Si a alguien le
tomorrow
sobran
at
los cientos de euros que va a costar eso,
8 a.m. Pacific time for a fan stream,
Se
pre-orders for
acepta.
these 3 figures open tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Xanathar and the Displacer Beast are going to be Hasbro Pulse exclusives, and then our Owlbear is going to be a GameStop exclusive with limited quantities available on Pulse. So we hope to see you tomorrow for the fan stream. Thank you so much for
Exclusividades para la
joining
tienda
us, and
Hasbro.
enjoy the rest of D&D Direct.
They did it! They did
A ver.
it! The brown owlbear figure will be available at GameStop, and you can get the Xanathar and Displacer Beast from Hasbro Pulse. He's my favorite.
Well, check out these stunning secret layer cards from Magic the Gathering featuring characters from the D&D movie.
Hombre, bueno, Beatriz, aquí tienes. Aquí tienes el Secret Lair. Muy chulo, muy bonito. Muy bonito, bien pensado, ¿ves? No es una colección entera, pero...
And look, the regular cards and premium foil cards are on sale today at magicsecretlair.com.
There are so many ways to engage right now with Dungeons and Dragons. We've seen pathways today through film, collectible cards, and figures, but there's nothing as fascinating as a gripping story.
And one of the best ways to immerse yourself in the Forgotten Realms is through the mind of author R.A. Salvatore.
R.A. Salvatore is a New York Times best-selling author, father of the legendary character Drizzt Do'Urden, and creator of the epic series detailing Drizzt's adventures through the Forgotten Realms.
You know, Drizzt has been thrilling fans as a noble ranger with impressive swordsmanship and compelling, conflicted personality for 35 years. And now, in the final book, Salvatore's latest series, The Way of the Drow trilogy, is coming out this August. To tell us all about his latest book and also what that Neverwinter collaboration was like, here's the fantasy writing goat himself, R.A. Salvatore.
Have you done, Mark? I wasn't planning to be an author. I was a math science major in college. I was going to be a technical writer maybe after I kind of switched over, because after I read Tolkien, I wanted to be a writer, or at least I wanted to read. But I ran out of fantasy books to read, so I wrote my own. When I started writing, Drizzt wasn't even in the outline that I had to do when I was doing the audition to get the first book. And I got a phone call that said, I'm late for this meeting.
Esta no me la esperaba,
And I need a sidekick for Wolfgar. What's his name? And off the top of my head, I said, Drizzt Do'Urden of Daemon Neshezbaran, the 9th house of Menzoberranzan. She said, can you spell it? I said, not a chance. And that's how he was born. He was the classic, misunderstood, unappreciated hero. People don't get him. They judge him unfairly. He feels like people don't know who he is. They don't accept him. It's not the content of his character for him. Who doesn't feel that way? He just resonates with people. Drizzt believes in personal agency. That's what these books are all about, is personal, individual agency. You are responsible for who you are. It's not hereditary. It's your responsibility. One of the things I've said about these books from the very beginning is that they're how I make sense of the world. I take these characters and I put pressure on them. I ask for answers to the questions I have about the world I live in. And that's what these books have done for me for 35 years. And Way of the Drow is like, it's come full circle. In the third book, Loth's Warrior, this is the fight. Drizzt has come an awful long way. He is the catalyst for the war that's gonna happen in Menzoberranzan. He's a big player in this, whether he wants to be or not. And if he dies there, he's okay with it, because he's following what he has to do. And he's completely accepted that. It's very different to write for a video game than writing a novel. When I'm writing a novel, I'm giving you people through whom you will see the world, right? You're gonna walk down the road looking at the world through Drizzt's eyes. When I'm writing a video game, however, the most important character in a video game to a player is the one they're playing. Neverwinter. The work they're doing always astounds me. And the fact that they're piggybacking on stuff I did makes me feel very, very good. And what they really want us to do is come in and help them write something that's not in the books that would make sense alongside the books. So it becomes a true collaboration. When I started this journey, I thought it was gonna be like a lark. I wanted to get my name on a book. When somebody writes to you and they say that something you've done has had a positive change in their life, it reminds you what a privilege it is to be able to be let into someone else's life through your work. Because, they're bringing it to the book. I get letters from people saying, these guys became my friends. Or I get a letter from someone who's really ill and says, I didn't think I could beat this, but I think of Dritz and what he went through. I can beat this. I'm sitting at home one day, and what shows up at my house but an American flag, along with a poster of a chopper flying over a fire base in Afghanistan. And it's signed by everybody on the crew and at the fire base at the time. And they were reading the Dritz books. And they were saying, you know, you're making us forget what we had to do today and not think about what we got to do tomorrow. Thank you. You don't expect that. I mean, you know, I'm trying to just make people have a few hours of fun, enjoyment, entertainment. But they take it and they make it more. And it's a real privilege. And it's humbling, it's inspiring, it's why I do what I do.
Vale.
Menzoberranzan is a prison. I am fortunate to have escaped. It is my hope that someday this place can be cast open, its citizens freed from their captor.
Pues expansión para Neverwinter. Esto suelen hacerlo cada vez que hay un D&D Direct.
Both got to fly out to Washington and meet the developers on the D&D digital play space. We are so excited to share all the secrets we discovered, so check this out.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
This is amazing.
You guys ready to play some D&D?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So we've got 4 really cool characters here. Is anyone thinking about anything specific?
Ojito al VTT,
I'm
señores.
thinking Dorban. I like his beard, and I want to be a
Ojito.
bearded man today.
Nice. Nice. All right.
Aquí han soltado guita, pero bien.
It's a blast.
I've
Ojo.
actually had the sorcerer I've been wanting to play for forever. Is there a way I can just port it in?
Yeah, is it on D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Madre mía.
All linked up and ready to go.
Woo, huzzah!
There's a lot of ways to play D&D online, and not all of them are hitting
Esto es
the
un
big 3
VTT,
things that we
un
think
roll
are
20,
important.
pero bien.
Fun,
O
convenience,
sea, un
and
roll 20
authenticity.
con todos los billetes que tiene Hasbro.
Oh, hello,
Para dedicarle a
welcome
esto.
in. Have a seat. I'll get some refreshments. What would you have?
A nice grog would be nice. I'm really warm. I was standing real close to the fireplace.
Está jugando.
You have
A
good
ver lo que cuesta
What is
aquí la movida.
Everyone hears scratching noises in the walls. Barton's like, damn rats! And he kicks the wall.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I can figure out where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, so you want to go to the walls and kind of look around. Fire breaks out. The whole inn shudders a little bit.
Dorban, do the rats you encounter normally move buildings?
Not anyone that I've seen.
There might be more to this than rats.
What I want to do is connect all my friends and play with them. They're on their computers, they're on their phones, they're on their game consoles, but we're all together playing through the same virtual tabletop.
Ojo
So that's the
multiplataforma.
dream right there.
Yeah.
Ceiling crashes down. Everybody
Ser una
make a
app.
deck save.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's under dexterity. It'll be the top up there. It'll be dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, solid 9.
So now you roll 2 dice.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Well, let's see how cool it is after you roll.
We're in Unreal 5, which is latest, greatest. But now we're actually testing with friends of people who work at Wizards and their families. It's got spells, it's got effects, it's got a lot more rules in it. So those sort of things are what we've been adding.
I will go over to this flame here and sort of rub my hands together and go, all right, please work, please work, please work. And I'm going to cast Control Flames.
Nice.
To extinguish them.
We're just trying to like show you where the rules are, not being like, oh, once you get to the end of that, you can't move anymore, because that's not really D&D to us. It's like, if your DM's okay with it and you want to do a flip and land on the table, then that's just how the game gets played. Yeah, go ahead. Just put yourself right up on top of the roof.
I have the high ground now.
The ground shakes, trembles, and an insect-like beast comes out with gnashing pincers. We can have the DM be able to set the mood.
Sí, no, el extinguir de llamas sería bonito.
Is it raining? You know, is there fire embers falling from the sky? We just want to enable people to play the way they want to. Let's go into encounter mode now, which means that we're all going to roll initiative. So, oh, and look, the DM dice. 2 20s.
No.
It always happens. So he's going to turn around and actually acid spray the kobolds.
Oh my God! Stop! Really?
D&D is the first mod community.
Yes.
Right? Like, if
yes.
you go all the way back. We're going to make our own content, but we want to make that content out of building blocks that everybody can break apart and make their own content from, because that remix is, like, core to the DNA of D&D.
I will use my longsword.
A ver, esto existe de una manera bastante parecida, tanto en Talespire como en Dungeon Alchemist. Es muy similar a esto. Lo que pasa es que la implementación de reglas no es tan buena, porque básicamente no se puede.
The strength of it is
no
the
está permitido, por lo
community,
menos
and
hasta
the community creating everything. And we create
Pero
stuff,
claro.
and then the community tries to one-up us, and then we try to one-up the community, right? Like, that's a big part of
Pues
it.
habrá que
And,
echarle un ojo a eso.
having that sort of marketplace where you can just, like, download other people's stuff and check it out, I think that's, like, a core to the final experience.
Then I'm going to hold out my hands and cast Magic Missile with all of them focused on the Ankeg.
Oh, we're going to put everything in the monster manual in it. We want you to be able to, play the game as it's written.
I have 8 hit points. I don't do physical activity.
Miss
Nice.
18. Ooh. Slam down to the left and right of you.
I feel like it's so perfect to come in and be able to visualize and see everything and hear everything. That's what my favorite thing about this whole VTT is.
There's always like a group of people that want to take that, 5-hour prep, and there's people like me that just like, give me an in, some characters, and I'm playing. Oh, there we go.
Let's
2 dice.
Let's go. So I think the big question is, when are we getting the virtual tabletop?
Next, we're just going to open it up slowly to more and more people so that hopefully a lot of the people listening will be able to play it this year.
I hope that you are so very proud of this.
This
because I
year.
was
No
in
nos
awe.
vamos a
I am glad
comprometer.
that you guys like
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
you never know, right? That's where I'm at with the developer.
This
I need
year.
the feedback. I need the loop.
So cool.
Para verano el playtest,
It's true.
para
To get to
finales de
see
año.
all of this in its early stages was so exciting.
We'd like to go now to the WZK News
Sí,
Room,
más o
where they have
menos.
the latest developments of a escape of a life-size mimic. Yeah, let's find out what's going on.
Monster Minis, a ver.
Good
With
morning,
kids.
and welcome to WZK News, where our top story is the continued search for this life-sized mimic, which recently escaped
Life-size
containment from the WizKids' top-secret research facility. It was last seen taking acting classes on Santa Monica Boulevard. I'm getting some breaking news. Just in, it seems there's been another escape from the WizKids containment facility. I'm being told that a baby owl bear is now also on the loose. It appears
Ay,
the creature
Dios.
has deadly claws,
Ay, Dios,
razor-sharp
el baby owl
talons,
bear.
and eyes that will melt your heart. Anyone
Sí,
who
claro que
sights
parece un
the baby
videojuego,
owl
Naku,
bear
si
is
es lo que se
encouraged
busca,
not to approach it.
entrarle a la gente por los ojos.
Definitely not to take it home, no matter how much
Pues otro
they might
videojuego,
be tempted.
pero mola un
From
montón.
everyone here
O sea,
at
por lo
Channel
menos
20,
está bien hecho.
Thanks for watching. I'm Hank Presto. Good night.
Mira, los sospechosos habituales. Habrá que ver los precios también de aquí los amigos.
Next up, we have Joe Manganiello here in the studio.
Ya, te entiendo,
He's the
Naku.
director
Mesa,
and
mesa.
producer of
Ya.
the D&D documentary coming out next year, and he has a special update just for us about where they are in the making of.
Sí, me para
Hi
más tips
everyone,
de
I'm
mitología.
Joe Manganiello.
Oh,
Like many of you, Dungeons & Dragons has had a
el
huge impact
documental.
on me ever since I was a kid, growing up, spending summers on a small island off the coast of Maine, and then throughout the rest of the year back home in Pittsburgh. It provided an incredible wellspring of form and creativity that sparked a lifelong love of storytelling that began galvanizing itself through my role as a dungeon master, beginning at the young age of 9. Ultimately, it was my love of Dragonlance that opened the door for my involvement with the brand, working tirelessly to develop a live-action version of the Dragonlance novels that have never been far from my thoughts throughout all these years since I first read them. But I'm here today speaking to you because I'm also in the middle of directing and producing the official 50-year history of Dungeons & Dragons documentary, working alongside leading Dungeons & Dragons scholar John Peterson, his co-author of several D&D books, Kyle Newman, and my brother and producing partner, Nick. Being that we're standing on the precipice of the 50th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons in 2024, it was the perfect time for this documentary to be made. We're also currently in production filming elevated conversations with a host of creators, directors, screenwriters, authors, showrunners, rock stars, politicians, talk show hosts, comedians, professional wrestlers, studio executives, and visual artists who all came from completely different worlds but transformed their own lives. And as a result, the culture we live in. And I think it's important to say that we're not just documenting D&D's roller coaster of a history, but the incredible impact that it's had on the world and our culture up till now. So stay tuned, as we'll be bringing you more updates throughout the year as we get closer to the documentary's release date. That's right, in the Year of the Dragon, 2024. Thanks so much.
That documentary is going to be the perfect way to celebrate 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons.
It's so true. It's amazing getting to understand the inspiration behind it, how it has evolved, and the passion that still guides and empowers this legendary world of adventure and fantasy.
There has never been a better time to make the epic stories of Dungeons and Dragons part of your personal story. There's room in this adventure for everyone in whatever way you and your friends and family like to engage most.
Yep, the fun of sharing our imaginations and our individual passions with others is what Dungeons and Dragons is all about.
That is why it's been such a pleasure to be here today to share and celebrate this next leg of our adventure together.
Ife and I thank you for joining us here at D&D Direct, but before we go, we have one last piece. The veritable boss battle of our whole show.
That's right. You're going to see the seeds of storytelling that have been building over the past decade. You're also going to hear about what's coming next in the stories and adventures from Dungeons and Dragons Studio in 2024 and beyond.
Take it away, Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford.
Hey there, everyone. We are so excited to talk about what we've spent the past decade building and exploring together, the D&D multiverse.
Within these stories, we've visited fantastic worlds, embarked on thrilling adventures, and come face to face with a few of the D&D multiverse's most iconic characters and conflicts.
We began our exploration of the multiverse in 2014, laying the foundation for exciting stories to come. Together, we uncovered mysterious obsidian obelisks brimming with incredible power. We fought off corrupt prophets of elemental evil before they could obliterate the Forgotten Realms.
We battled giants, bent on conquering the Sword Coast, and we bore witness to the terrifying return of Tiamat, the evil queen of dragons.
We also encountered some of D&D's most timeless figures, iconic spellcasters like the world-hopping wizard Mordenkainen, who confronted the vampire lord Strahd, and the witch queen Tasha, famous for her potent spells and tomes on fiendish lore. Were they friend or foe? Well, that was for you to discover. So what's next? As always, the D&D multiverse just keeps on getting bigger. In 2023, we'll pick up where we left off and introduce some new narrative threads.
Let's start with Keys from the Golden Vault, a burglar's dozen of daring heists. One of the 13 adventures takes place in Revel's End, the bleak prison that features in the upcoming D&D movie Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Next, we'll marvel at wondrous legends and giant civilizations in the book Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. Bigby, another timeless figure from D&D's multiverse, will expand on the origins of giants and their titanic struggles with each other as they vie for power.
Ahí está.
After that, we'll further explore the mystery of the obelisks that have cropped up in so many of our adventures. Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, marks our return to Phandalin, where a mysterious obelisk begins to unleash monstrous danger beneath the earth.
Next up is Planescape, Adventures in the Multiverse.
Ooh.
In this book, we'll return to Sigil, a place where anything can happen. It's a city where everyone and everything is together, and as we know, that can lead to, well, disagreements. This realm of possibilities is full of wild and weird planes of existence for you to explore and sets up our major adventure in 2024.
And we'll end this year with a closer look at a magic item that has been a delightful source of chaos in D&D, the Deck of Many Things. For the first time, we're delving into the multiverse-spanning story behind this bedlam-causing, campaign-rocking item.
Remember, the D&D multiverse is always expanding. Even with so many new stories coming to light, there's still so much more to explore.
and so many more stories to tell. A major D&D villain will be making his long-awaited return in the not-too-distant future. Dare we utter his name?
Those of you who've watched Stranger Things may know Vecna as an otherworldly monster.
Oh.
But this villain's true cosmic horror will be unleashed in 2024 with a world-hopping adventure that both celebrates our 50-year history and reveals even deeper plots for years to come.
Ojito.
Vecna's reign of terror is just one example of the interconnected storytelling that can be found in D&D. Every new product is a chance for us to build on earlier work and plant new seeds for the future.
It's true. Vecna is just the beginning. You're going to see so many more surprising connections emerge during the next 5 years.
For example, the Red Wizards, whose evil is on display in the D&D movie, will have their own epic story in 2025.
And speaking of villains in red, fans of the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon will be pleased to hear that the red-clad sorcerer Venger, that show's main antagonist, will return in a D&D adventure.
And let's not forget the League of Malevolence, an assemblage of villains introduced in the wild beyond the Witchlight. These villains seek power across the multiverse, and you will learn more about them and their members in the years and stories to come.
There are so many future secrets and stories that we can't possibly cover them all here. We can't wait to reveal them to you one by one.
Thank you for supporting, sharing, and telling these incredible stories with us. D&D fans are truly the heart of this brand. What we write, you bring to life.
And the most exciting twists and turns in Dungeons & Dragons are still ahead. Here's to the next leg of the adventure.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
From all of us here at D&D Direct, thank you for adventuring with us for nearly 50 years. Here's to 50 more.
To 50 more. Goodbye, everyone.
Ojito. 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 No lo voy a quitar. O sea, va a seguir de fondo porque en teoría tiene que haber más cosas, porque por lo menos han avisado que luego va a haber como un programa en el que profundizarían un poquito más en todo esto, aunque de momento no se ha dicho nada, no vemos nada. Pero nos vamos a 2025 con estas movidas. Me quedo con Venger, que os he dicho que igual había cositas. Planescape. El tema de Venger, el tema de Vecna. El recopilatorio de gigantes de Bigby. Que no está mal tampoco, no es mala cosa. Y una aventura con goblins y esos obeliscos rarunos de los que hablaban. A ver, en cuanto a contenido de libros, son por lo menos tres novedades más, aparte de lo que ya esperábamos, que era el tema de los gigantes, que eso sí que lo habían comentado en su momento. Pero próximamente, más allá de Kiss from the Golden Vault, no veo yo que vayan a poner nada. Lo cual es raro, también te digo. Pero bueno, no sé. ¿Qué sabré yo de estas cosas? A mí lo de Minecraft me ha llegado a la patata. Pero vamos. O sea, bueno, pues ya está, ¿sabes? Gracias por la captura, Beatriz, por cierto. Es que me ha llegado muy al corazón. O sea... Madre mía. Que van a sacar un Minecraft de Dungeons and Dragons. Que más información en la página o en la página de Minecraft. No sé si me... Bueno, me voy a meter en la página de Minecraft a ver si hay algo. Que dudo mucho que vayan a tener nada ahora mismo, pero bueno. A ver, Minecraft es cierto que tenía su Minecraft Dungeons, pero no era Dungeons and Dragons, era su Minecraft Dungeons y ya está. puede que sea un modo, una expansión para Dungeons, para Minecraft Dungeons, que sea Minecraft Dungeons and Dragons. Tendría bastante sentido. Tendría bastante sentido. De momento en la página no veo nada, ¿vale? De momento en la página no hay nada de nada. Esto... Uf. Uf. Ahí has puesto los anuncios. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 los dineros, que los veo irse de casa ya por la ventana. Los veo lanzarse. Precipitarse. Madre mía, qué miedo tú. Bueno, qué miedo y qué maravilla, las dos cosas. A ver, yo he hecho RT de esto. Ah, aquí está, aquí está, aquí está, aquí está. Vale, creo que no es el que ha puesto Sandra, pero tenéis esto aquí también, por si le queréis. Por si le queréis dar. Ah, sí, es ese, pero no sé por qué a mí no me ha cargado. Vale. Ok. Gracias, mundo, por hacerme hacer el ridículo. No pasa nada. Perdona, Sandra. Sigue sonando la musiquita, o sea, la sigo teniendo de fondo porque en teoría deberían sacar más cositas. 7000 personas. Pues muy bien. Pues todo en orden. Bueno, a ver, a mí de lo que han anunciado me apetece mucho, aparte del de Minecraft Dungeons and Dragons, me apetece muchísimo echarle el ojo al libro de los gigantes. Y diréis, ¿por qué, Hacin? Pues porque me parece increíblemente ridículo el tratamiento que se le ha dado genéricamente a los dragones, o sea, a los gigantes, teniendo aventuras pensadas para ellos, en los que todo gira alrededor de los gigantes. Creo que el trato que se le da a los gigantes siempre es muy secundario. Es como se los trata simplemente como bichos tontos que están por ahí. Y muy de cuando en cuando aparece una figura importante aquí, allá, salpicadita, un gigante de fuego, un gigante de hielo, que hacen cosas. Pero independientemente de eso, es que tampoco sabemos mucho más. O sea, me parece guay, a mí me mola. O sea, eso va a dar ideas y va a estar muy bien. A mí eso me ha gustado. Me aporta algo. Me parece un buen contenido de manual. Exacto, si vuelven a guerras antiguas y sacan un poquito de lore de ahí, pueden sacar un montón de tipos nuevos o de subtipos, subespecies, etnias, como lo queramos llamar, de gigantes y ahondar un poquito más en cada uno de ellos, porque a día de hoy que tenemos gente de la tormenta, gente de fuego, gente de hielo, los gigantes de las colinas, que son como los primos tontos, ¿vale? Pero desglosando un poquito más esto, o sea, no creo que todos sean así. Tiene que haber más variedad, la fuerza. Háblame de los settings, háblame de los ogros, coméntame un poquito más de lo que hay ahí. Yo creo que ahí puede salir un libro muy chulo. A ver si es verdad y sale un libro muy chulo y mejora un poquito el Feedbans. Ostras, como se metan con los fomorianos, ojalá, ojalá. No sé, porque tienen un lore un poquito tenebroso. Y no sé si será tenebroso además para lo que pretende hacer Dungeons and Dragons Wizards de aquí en adelante, pero ojalá. Vale, y lo último que han anunciado, pasa que eso, claro, eso ya es en vistas a finales de 2024-2025, me parece una locura, pero bueno. Es todo el tema del el tarot de Deck of Many Things, la baraja de todas las cosas, o de muchas cosas. Me parece interesante lo que pueda salir de ahí. No sé si le van a dedicar algo a tratar en profundidad cada uno de los arcanos de la carta, de la baraja, perdón. O si va a tener relación con otra cosa y simplemente será el nombre para luego aprovechar el contenido de otra manera, porque lo han enlazado muy bien con Planescape, que también me parece una muy buena ambientación, ojo. Yo creo que lo que menos me llama es la campaña de los goblins y sus cositas, pero no lo sé. Muy buenas. El año pasado tuvieron supuestamente Sigil, que era para fin de este año. ¿A qué te refieres? ¿Qué libro era? Yo recuerdo que sí que comentaron algo de la baraja. Pero como que fue un poco... Ah, Planescape. Vale, perdona. ¿Sí lo anunciaron tal cual o solo lo nombraron en plan... Estaba en previsión? Yo es que recuerdo que sí que había cosas que anunciaron, pero que al final no habían sacado. Entonces, supongo que uno de esos es ese. Porque creo que se anunciaban cosas para final de año, principio del 23, y uno de ellos era el tema de los gigantes, que por lógica cronológica debería ser el siguiente manual que saliera. Pero... Bueno. Bueno. Y luego cositas gratis, es verdad, gracias Sandra, para todos. Por aquí tenéis otro anuncio más. Vale. Gracias, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Ya estoy viendo el tríptico. ¿Ves? Exacto. Es que justo lo estaba comentando en Twitter y en Discord esta mañana, que muchas de las cosas que se habían anunciado se habían ido retrasando y yo recordaba los gigantes y sabía que había otra ambientación, pero pensaba que iba a ser Greyhawk. El tema de Planescape se me había olvidado completamente. O sea, se me había ido totalmente de la cabeza. Vale, pues sí, me imagino que habrán tenido problemas añadidos a los que ellos mismos han generado durante el principio de este año. Habrán tenido problemas pues derivados del incremento de los costes de papel, de los transportes y demás. Así que no me extraña que hayan tenido que retrasar fechas. También es que les viene bien no saturar el mercado en 2023, vamos, finales de 2022, de vistas a principios del 23, teniendo en cuenta que se cumplen 50 años de 2024, que se están preparando muchas cosas muy gordas para 2024 y es mejor, yo creo, dejar todo esto alrededor de la película con un poquito de tranquilidad y me parece muy inteligente, lo dije ayer en la reseña de la peli y del libro, es muy inteligente sacar ahora mismo un manual con aventuras de nivel 1 a nivel 13 de robos cortitos según sale una película de robos de Dungeons and Dragons. O sea, me parece, es una jugada maestra. Intentas además atraer a la gente con la perspectiva de este nuevo BTT, regalas material, lo intentas hacer accesible, fácil, gratuito y muy appealing para todo el mundo. Vale. Enganchamos de nuevo con lo que hace esta gente, que parece que van a estar haciendo la continuación ahora, porque esto es D&D Beyond y en teoría lo que toca ahora es presentación de cosas relacionadas con D&D Beyond, pero obviamente Dungeons and Dragons en sí. A ver qué nos cuentan. Si es que hay algo que contar.
Welcome back to D&D Beyond and happy D&D Direct Day! How are y'all feeling?
Fantastic. Wow. All of it. Yes.
Overwhelmed.
My name is Amy Dallin. I am a content producer here at D&D Beyond. I am joined by Sarah Jaffe.
Hi.
Latia Keys.
Hi.
These are our community managers here at D&D and our very special guest, fresh off a glorious Acquisitions Incorporated, the paladin with the plan. Please welcome Anna Prosser.
That was one of the best intros ever. I don't know what my plan is, but I'm glad to know that I have it.
Well, and, I was going to follow that up with a comment, but no spoilers. Does the plan need to be a different plan that's similar to the other plan, but not quite? Who knows?
Your guess is better than mine, honestly.
We've just seen an amazing presentation. The wonderful If You Want Right, Angelina Darling took us through some very cool, exciting D&D things. Y'all know the songs always get my heart, but we also had some incredible announcements, some very chilling ones. A certain Vecna bringing some terror. We're going to talk about all our favorite things that we saw. We're going to ask y'all some of your favorite things, and we have a few extremely special guests joining us. If you saw, say, the end of that video or the beginning, you're going to be very excited to stay tuned today as our guests come in. But first, there was too much good stuff to fit in one D&D Direct. So we have a couple of extra announcements that we want to make. And first up, Sarah, is anything exciting this weekend happening if I want to, let's say, get all my friends in at something of a discount?
Oh, I don't know. Not anything huge. Just, like a sale over on D&D Beyond. Starting this weekend, you can find all kinds of deals
Buena
on
semana
D&D
para hacer
Beyond.
esto.
If you look
Buena
at our
semana.
beautiful, beautiful asset, you can see you can get up to
El que
40%
tiene.
off on D&D books and digital dice. So definitely go ahead over to D&D Beyond and check that out and see all of the delicious deals that you can get. But not only Amy, I don't know if you knew this, are we having a sale over on D&D Beyond? We are having a sale over on Steam where you can go and get deals on a bunch of classic D&D games, a bunch of newer D&D games. Just get that amazing D&D nostalgia in your life from all of those classic RPGs.
And that is going on right now. So the celebration is in full swing, and look out, there might be a few extra surprises coming with more details there. Meanwhile, Latia,
Yeah.
do we have some other good stuff folks could maybe grab?
Maybe. I don't know. Somebody said something about some sort of movie that was happening over the last little while. I don't know. We've got, if you have seen the D&D movie, oh my god, look at it!
It's loud time for the D&D movie.
Los distintos personajes de la película. ¡Hombre! Dragoncito Chonk. El mejor. Más promo de D&D Beyond, que tampoco que nos sorprenda.
So just a little good stuff then.
I mean, the video said it much better than I ever could. You already know that the NPC stat blocks for the heroes of D&D Honor Among Thieves are available, but you also have the opportunity to claim some dice representative of everybody's favorite chonky boy. The Thimber Show dice set is available, and coming soon, you may have the opportunity to claim some other fun little things that might be featured in the movie, but just keep an eye out for that.
So grab the stat blocks now, grab that Thimber Show, and whatever else might be coming our way this weekend when the movie hits. And that's not all we've got coming to D&D Beyond. We are very excited about this opportunity to make everyone we know.
Sí, es posible que sea un DLC de Bard. Lo que pasa es que no sé si va a ser para Minecraft normal o para Minecraft Dungeons, que es lo que yo me temía.
We have some brand new ways of helping folks get on board coming, rolling out this week on D&D Beyond. And I can show a sneak peek at what launched just this morning, I think. Anyone in the coming weeks who goes to playdnd.com will be able to look at the pre-made campaigns that you can claim for three of our adventures, which are free for users on D&D Beyond: Lost Mine of Fendelver, Frozen Sick from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount for my critters, and Prisoner 13, of course, a free claim taking place at Revel's End from the recently released Keys from the Golden Vault.
Pues es para
So when you are claiming these, there's another thing that we have long hoped to be able to bring at D&D Beyond that I'm very excited about. What if I need to make a character? Can I just make a ready-to-play? These are brand new. You can use them on the app. You can use them.
Lo que nos comentaban ya en el directo normal, en el D&D Direct, fichas prehechas, pregenerados, de nuevo haciéndolo accesible, fácil, rápido y la parte gratuita para que lo tengas ya listo para jugar, porque sales de la película con ganas de jugar. ¿Y qué es esto de Dungeons and Dragons? Pues lo que llevo unos cuantos meses diciendo, que en cuanto salga la película, pues se va a atraer a un montón de público nuevo. O sea, eso es así. Y para recibir a ese público nuevo, lo suyo es hacerlo con algo fácil y accesible.
Stay tuned, watchplaydnd.com, catch us on future streams, and we will be deep diving these again. So y'all, we gotta talk direct. A lot of exciting things happened, and from the documentary hints to the cute monsters. Was there anything that really stood out to you, Sarah?
I mean, what didn't stand out to me, first of all, but the two things I think I was most excited about was, of course, as a monstrous modder of the game, the Minecraft DLC. That was so cool. I'm so excited to go on a huge D&D adventure, see all those classic monsters. But also, as a Magic the Gathering fan, that secret lair drop is so exciting to me.
Eso está muy
to
chulo
be
también.
able to see all of those new cards and the way that all of those characters get to be in your Magic the Gathering deck as D&D heroes. I loved it.
The cards look so cool. Anna, anything that jumped out at you for Direct?
There were so many. I will briefly pick three, okay?
Pues me imagino que será una especie de actualización gratuita opcional o algo así, me imagino. No sé. Bueno, gratuita o no, claro. Puede ser de pago. De hecho, será de pago. Seguramente. O sea, se me ocurre que sea como una especie de actualización opcional.
So amazing. I love
that
Displacer Beast is getting some love. It's my favorite monster. And then I think overall, obviously,
Así que nada
for a lot of us D&D players,
nada de Java, me temo.
D&D multiverse discussion was thrilling. I have so many questions, and I am looking forward to hearing.
De momento,
so
por lo
many
menos,
answers.
nada de
What's the balance
Java.
of hope and fear, you think, based on like all those announcements were terrifying?
You know, isn't that why we love D&D? The hope and the fear become so intermingled that you don't really know which is which anymore.
Fair. Very fair. It's like an intimidation check, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah. You know, the excitement, anxiety, all of it in one.
Latia, did you have a fave from Direct?
1 second, I'm finishing ordering my secret lair cards.
Yeah.
I know, I was trying not to look like I'm ordering things at the same time.
Si veis que estoy con aquel amigos, que si me pongo a ver cualquier cosa, en este caso Twitter, para poder publicar algo, mientras tanto se cuelga la retransmisión y obviamente no queremos eso.
Get a large baby owlbear to sit back here on my shelf, I may just collapse.
That's fair.
I think you're allowed.
Thanks. Yeah, no,
Bueno, hay gente a la que el nuevo Planescape no le está gustando mucho, ¿vale?
And it's made of foam, so it's got some like squish to it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That makes it even better.
There was
Pero no se deja. Madre mía, fuera, largo. Largo del streaming.
In our lives, as you can see.
Madre mía.
For me, a fave moment might have to be one, and I'm curious, chat. I have to look back through and see how many people might have caught it. But there was a really lovely piece of that multiverse segment when they showed the preview image for Planescape.
Bueno, a Avalon 20 no le ha gustado la preview de Planescape.
Because we can now confirm, looking around, no one can stop me, that is in fact Tony DiTerlizzi, legendary artist from Planescape, co-creator of Spiderware Chronicles, is responsible for that incredibly gorgeous piece of art, which will be coming to us with Planescape when it gets here. And I just thought that was cool as heck. Look at it.
Esa es la pantalla, entiendo, de Planescape.
Oh gosh. That was an involuntary intake of breath.
Bueno.
Now, we have just a minute here before.
A ver, no sé si es de Tony D.
So I would love to hear
pero si no es, se
from
le parece
Twitch
bastante
chat, if you
el
would.
dibujo.
Did y'all have a favorite
Está
segment?
guay,
Please
pero
shout it
supongo que no
out.
es lo que la
And
gente
Lucia
quería
and
de
Sarah, if you
Planescape.
see a fave,
Pero bueno,
what have we
no
got
sé,
on the docket?
evolucionar y
got
eso.
my eyes on. I mean, a lot of people loving the art, which how can you not? It's so beautiful.
No sé si es lo que la
Joe's
gente esperaba o no.
documentary?
A mí me parece guay, pero
Oh my gosh, that's
mi
gonna be
experiencia con
fantastic.
Planescape es
A lot
cero.
of love for the
Es
DTC.
nula. Entonces
It
tampoco
does
no me voy a quejar,
It
vaya.
looks really good,
And
yeah.
that game looked really fun. Like, not that I wouldn't play D&D with that group in any time in any place, but come on, it looked fun as heck.
It really did. And I truly love the one of my favorite parts of D&D has always been like going into sites where you can create your own minis and trying to like customize my character as much as possible. So being able to bring those not just to a physical space, but to a digital space is very, very exciting.
Also, a lot of love for Joe Cat's music video, which was, it was so good.
I also see some people just screaming, Minecraft!
Yes.
And that's
Minecraft,
fair.
you get me.
And the trailer's so cute. Like, okay. We might or might not have a little more to say about that later on in the show. Heavy hinting.
Our first-time chatter, Jay Traum, says that it's always great to hear Chris and Jeremy talk about and how they're excited for Planescape.
And on that note, we are throwing a party for this, so we are gathering some of our favorite folks. Thank you so much, Anna, for dropping in. But we thought, why not add a few more people whose voices we might want to hear during today's broadcast and celebration of D&D Direct. So if you would, please give a warm welcome to game design architect Christopher Perkins and graphic designer for the D&D Tabletop RPG Studio, Tristan Falcone. Welcome, y'all!
Hello! I got my monster face on. I'm gonna take it off now.
Christopher Perkins, por aquí.
Wait, isn't that your monster face?
Oh, yeah, this is even scarier. Oh my gosh. I am beaming in from
Que espero que
the
esté-
Dragon's Nest meeting room at Wizards of the Coast.
Exacto, digo, espero que esté desde la sala de reuniones o algo, porque esa es la pantalla de máster normal, como tengas en su casa.
This room comes equipped with a D&D mug, which contains not one, but 2 pairs of scissors.
Whoa!
You might need to cut something with both hands.
And a tape dispenser. Oh my gosh.
This is
And
what
of
we
course,
asked Chris here
no
for.
meeting room is complete without a dice bag.
That's like an adventure game. What can I make out of 2 pairs of scissors, 1 dice bag, and a mural of a dragon?
And I've got a collection of the weakest cards in Magic, the blank cards.
Could
which
be
are
the
here so you can pick up
strongest.
your own Magic cards if you're bored.
We do important work.
So, briefly for folks, Tristan, this is our first time having you on the channel, I believe. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Obviously, very excited to be here and talk about everything that just happened.
Tristan, I never get to see you anymore.
Hi, Chris.
Chris, of course, has been here before, but thank you. It has been a little while since we were able to bring you to folks. How are you doing today?
Always happy to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and baby owlbears and displacer beasts. I ordered mine, but there's a 50% chance I might not get it. Get it?
Why?
Get it.
Oh my gosh, you got me.
Madre mía.
I was like, what? What's wrong with the shipping?
Yeah,
Why
my
did you
community
get it?
manager brain was
Bueno,
like, I
puede,
must
puede
problem
explicar la
solve
broma.
immediately.
It is
Las
too
displacer
early
beasts
for these
Are you
jokes.
moving? Is it?
son difíciles de golpear, ¿vale? La madre que lo
Thank you
parió.
so much
Bueno.
for a wonderful post show. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
We do have to leave from the shame.
We have some fantastic pieces to talk about, but we also have a few questions that we need to put to y'all because you were very mysterious, Chris, inside D&D Direct. So Anna, would you start us off?
Yes, there were so many Easter eggs, clues, things that people are scribbling down immediately to try to like connect the dots with. Can you tell us, if not, exactly what they mean, where people might want to pay special attention to those?
Or tell us
those
everything.
motifs?
That's fine
yeah,
too.
yeah. Actually, please tell us absolutely everything you know. All
the
spoiler
elder
secret
brain
stuff.
says, I
Yes.
can't tell you everything.
Oh man.
Tell us what you can.
Well, the Elder Brain says, I can tell you that it's, first of all, we're having so much fun thinking about the multiverse and the corners of the multiverse we've already visited and the corners of the multiverse we have yet to visit and the corners of the multiverse we're going to visit again. And that lets us bring back some classic villains, and super excited to let people know that our Vecna adventure is going really, really well. And you'll get to visit a number of cool places and worlds in the course of this adventure. That's super exciting. But Vecna is a god of secrets. So yeah, it's all a big mystery.
Okay.
We tried, chat. We tried.
Yeah.
We got something.
Yo voy a tomar notitas.
We also have some things before that adventure comes our way. We have some fantastic books coming our way this year. As mentioned, we had Keys from the Golden Vault already come out, but we have a few more pieces that I believe we get to share. Could we take a look at some Bigby? While we get those assets prepared, Latia, we were hoping, did you have, I think you had something you wanted to go with next.
Did I? I do. I have a question for Tristan. For this year's books, we have, as we're getting the art previews up, but is there anything that you can tell us about the pieces that we're going to,
Oh, let's see. I think, well, maybe the pieces are ready. Let's see. Who do we want to talk about first? Want to talk about Bigby? We saw.
I think we should start big. Yeah.
Start big.
Start big
and
with
then
Bigby.
I got that one. See?
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Okay.
So this is coming to us from Brian Valeza, and in some fashion associated with Bigby, but we got only a fragmented look at it, and it is gorgeous. Wow.
If this is indicative of the whole piece, I can't say too much. I've seen it. I know Chris has seen it. It's just that deep dive into just getting to any of the books that really take us like deep into the lore and like really exploring, one topic getting into the nitty gritty is always, we did that with Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, and I can't wait for y'all to see this. Chris, do you have a tasty nugget from this that you can share? I don't.
Well, one of the great things about Giants, of course, is that they come in all sorts of varieties, and they've got their own environments to explore, and so we get the full range here.
Ilustración mola muchísimo.
Desolate places to fiery, tumultuous places, to the sky, to the sea. But we'll be really kind of digging deep, not only into the lore of dragons, but also into the sort of the dynastic origins of these titanic beings, and really getting a sense for what makes them tick.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I loved getting to see all of the ways that the different types have different little cultures and different ways that they kind of move in the realms and the worlds. I just this is my favorite stuff to nerd out about. I think the team is.
Bigby is a great chaperone for this journey, because not only does this famous wizard have a history with dragons, but also he's got the big giant hand, the Bigby's hand spell. And why is the hand so big? Because, it's for
high-fiving giants.
High-fiving giants.
We should have called it so long ago. Folks will know, we will get to share a lot more about all of these in future opportunities. I believe we also have a little graphic with some, a look at the year ahead, a roadmap graphic that we might be able to share. Because of course, first up is Bigby coming our way, but we also have some spookiness coming with Fandelver a little later on. And of course, we have the brilliant, can I bring it up one more time, that Planescape piece.
That Planescape, please.
I'm super excited.
Julio, agosto, septiembre para las fechas tanto de Bigby como de Fandelver.
DMs is what does your goblin voice sound like? Because I feel like that was the origin for me with Fandelver.
Y septiembre, o sea, octubre, noviembre, diciembre
so
para Planescape y para The Deck of Many Things, que es la que menos nos dice con ese nombre, la verdad.
When you when you get past the goblins, you're going to see even more goblins behind them, and then something evil and mysterious.
I like that there's a middle layer of extra goblins, though.
That's right.
Double stuffed goblins.
Yeah. I always say that I can get the measure of a person who's played Fandelver by asking them what they did with Troop. Because everybody that I know,
Buenas, David, ¿cómo que eliminación?
made Droop a member.
¿Te has perdido el D&D Direct?
And Droop
Vas a
is
tener
one
que
of,
verte el vídeo
one
luego.
of my favorite characters ever, because he's just a little guy who just wants to live.
Yeah.
I can relate to that personally.
Well, one important thing about Fandelver is that if you've played through the starter
fantástico.
set, you don't have to play
Fantástico.
through the early Fandelver material.
Buenísima hora para hablar con la gente, gas natural.
Or if you've got new players, you can run them through the whole thing, because this adventure bakes in the
Oh, that's cool.
4 manuales que te los acaban de poner aquí y luego los pondremos otra vez. Básicamente gigantes, Fandelver, la continuación de la campaña, eso también se intuía. Planescape y The Deck of Many Things. Y DLC para Minecraft.
Probably you, Chris.
VTT y poco más. Sí, Planescape. De hecho, ese arte que estás viendo ahora mismo en todo el medio es la pantalla para el manual de Planescape que van a sacar en el último cuarto. Dark Sun, dice. Sí. Mazo. No, ese ya se ha dicho que no va a salir. O sea, no se ha dicho hoy, pero vamos, ya se ha comentado en foros que nanay.
Tell us about the secret conversations, Tristan.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, let me jump in because I really want to talk about this. So, big Planescape fan. Here we go. So, obviously, Tony's work iconic to our original adventures in Planescape. And here he is again, bringing back that this sigil. Who knows how you want to say it? Just that atmospheric look into it. It's like visual maximalism. We're looking, and there's so many little things to see. There's so many little pieces. Lady of Pain. Bam, right up front. And I think
sí.
Obviously can't give away too much.
Sí, lo es, sí.
Our trip into Planescape now is, as Chris says, it's certainly honoring the roots and then just blowing it apart, expanding, looking in every.
Obviamente, claro que va a ser like. Claro que va a ser like.
Planescape has to offer. I'm so excited for.
Es que no pueden no hacerlo like.
You like donuts?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Y menos ahora que se van a abrir al gran público con película y demás. Hay que gustarle a todo el mundo.
I know there's lots of things you can't tell us, but could you just tell us where should I point my eyes? Where should I give my a second thought to this picture, Tristan?
Shrug. Interesting. I don't know. Really, there's a lot to take in.
I'm looking at it. You can just tell me which side to look at. Come on.
Where should we let our eyes drift?
Yeah, there you go. What if my gaze drifted to the left or right?
Yeah, if you look in the bottom left corner and then just really slowly head towards the top right corner, you will probably get a good idea.
Spoken as a true artist.
But he did such a good job of just I can't stop staring at the Lady of Pain in the middle. It's just so central, and she's so alluring.
And terrifying.
The way most good things should be.
I will relieve us because we are all enthralled from the grasp of Lady of Pain, because I believe we have one more that we can share a better look at for this year's books. Because I'm personally just very excited to see what this is and how it works. But a famous piece of D&D that will get explored a little bit more in depth, the Deck of Many Things, is coming our way.
Explored more in deck. I love
the chaos that has been wrought by this deck.
Woo. Tenía bastante pinta de que lo era, sí.
Kristen, would you like to talk about the deck itself? And you've seen the new art.
I've seen so much. In fact, if you look at this piece, you will see, using the actual deck itself, a thing that players may be able to get their hands on soon. This is something that everyone working on this is such a big fan of. of this, of like the process of cards in general, of the deck of many things. It's something that been spending a lot of time looking at myself, and I just love that we are actually like, you know what? There are many things. Let us tell you what they are. Let's dig in there. I truly can't say anything because I don't want to give any information.
Fair.
And there are many more things than you might think in this product, because we've never done a product like this before. It is a deck of cards and an accompanying book, and together they comprise this product. The book digs into the history of the deck and its sort of cosmic place as a force of chaos. And the book is full of player and DM content inspired by the deck. And for those who are really nerdy and know that the deck contains 22 cards, have I got a surprise for you? Because actually, we have expanded the deck to include all new cards.
Oh no.
That you've never seen before. More chaos. More cosmic.
See, but I always draw the worst cards. I have drawn the void before. You can't do this to me.
So as a DM, you now have a greater selection of cards to choose from to customize your deck, and you can surprise and delight players by throwing in cards they've never seen before and they don't know the effects of.
So it's like you can have like your own version of both the 13 and the 22. Oh my goodness.
Yes, there are many, many, many new cards to play with.
Deck of even more things.
Yes.
Truly.
Many more things.
This gorgeous piece is by Craig
Es un
Spear,
troleo
by the
gordísimo.
way, and we are so excited
O sea,
to get to
a
share
ver,
a better
puede estar
look
simpático,
at that.
pero
Sarah, I think we
es
had
un
one
troleo
more thing we
enorme.
wanted to check on.
Well, I gotta know about, we saw in that amazing video at the end that we saw a lot of returns of those classic villains that we have from D&D. And I was wondering if y'all could tell us a little bit about how the Red Wizards, how Vecna and the League of Malevolence are really gonna be featuring in this upcoming year.
Yeah, Chris, tell us.
Yes,
Tell us everything.
Yes.
Yeah, so as we creep ever closer to the big 50th anniversary, and hot on the heels of the D&D movie, which is a bona fide hit, the Red Wizards are going to be in the public consciousness. And we haven't, on the studio side, really gone back and explored them in a long, long time. And so our team is really excited to pick up that ball and have some fun with these classic bad guys. And also build an experience that will help introduce depths to the Red Wizards that people have never seen before. So that's super exciting. And it was actually a bit of a joke. We were talking about Red Wizards one day, and we were looking at this Venger figure. And it's like, oh my God, he's a Red Wizard too. And then it's like, the cartoon has millions of fans. People are always asking us, are we ever going to do anything with the show? It was at that moment when we just sort of all looked at each other and went, oh my God, Venger. We've brought Tiamat back a couple times now. Who hates Tiamat more than Venger? Who's a redder Red Wizard than Venger? All the stars were aligning in that moment. We're just like, we got to do something with this guy. And if we do something with this guy, maybe there are some other things from the D&D cartoon we can plunder and bring forward. And so things got out of control really fast, and now here we are.
Hold on, I'm grabbing my copy of The Wild Beyond the Witchlight because I just need to recheck some League of Malevolence. I was going to say goodness, but that's not the word, is it?
No.
Oh, not really.
Good
The
badness?
Malevolence is all badness all the time, but they're so colorful, and there are so many bad guys who make up this organization, and it's sort of an ever-growing organization. But many of those bad guys, you may not know this, also appeared in the D&D cartoon series of old. Kellic, first, the wizard or the sorcerer, appeared there. Warduke appeared there. And so even though we introduced them in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, they're kind of secondary characters in that adventure. That's because we have big plans for them coming forward.
Love that.
It really does all fit together. How do you do it?
Magic.
Yeah, magic and a few lucky dice rolls.
Vamos,
Well, we
que sí, que
unfortunately
va a haber
have to let
contenido
y'all
de
get
Dungeons
back
and
to
Dragons, la
making the
serie
Dungeons and
de
Dragons that we
animación
love
en
so
algún
much.
momento
Are
del
there
año que
any
viene.
last things that you would want people to know and where they could maybe follow you for more information, Tristan?
Follow me for more information.
If they want.
I mean, you know, at night when you look up at the stars, know that I'm there working on the things that you love.
Perfect. That's the best answer to that question I've ever heard. We are all looking at the same stars.
Dice Kaiko que
I'm
claro.
heads down working on.
Hombre, si
working
estás
on all this
trabajando con
stuff.
multiversos, no me parece nada
Come on,
raro.
this is like
O sea,
this is so exciting. This is my dream job. So
And if
parece
you're
está
ever,
bien, vaya.
you know, standing next to a well and looking down the well into the darkness, know that I am down there, deep in the Underdark, with my illithid brethren, plotting the overthrow of the cosmos.
Probably not looking at the same
Excellent.
stars. No, yeah, that's
No.
No.
The same abyss in that
they're
case.
reflected in the well. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Tristan. It has been such a treat to have you with us to celebrate D&D Direct.
Thanks. I'm gonna go imagine Minecraft gelatinous cubes now.
Wow.
I mean, they technically exist.
Oh, bye.
And we do have a lot more good stuff to come. I really wanted to know what was on that other wall, so I was kind of hoping we could just get around the corner.
Oh, there's like
you know?
top secret stuff on a whiteboard. I can't show you that wall. Sorry. At least I think it's top secret. I don't know.
We are very excited for more things to come, and thank you so much to our wonderful guests for joining us.
Unfortunately, Chris appears to have taken Sarah with them.
We're just trading people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Sarah will be back shortly. Thank you for your patience. Look, I threw a lot of ideas at the internet today, and the internet wanted to fight me about them. Not the people of it, the actual technology. But we have much more good stuff coming your way, including that which Chris just alluded to. We might have some more Minecraft goodness coming.
Yes.
We do, though, there were even more faves from Direct than we could fit into our earlier sequence. So I did want to come back and just spotlight one or two more things. For folks who were excited by that section looking at the virtual tabletop, make sure you catch the deep dive article that is up on D&D Beyond with a lot more information to go with that. That link is going to be running through the chat. And as you saw in the presentation, make sure that you're staying tuned to D&D Beyond for where to find out how to participate. You'll be able to find that out through staying tuned to our updates over at D&D Beyond towards the end of this year. Latia, I think you had another thing you wanted to call out.
Yeah, I want to call out that Sarah is back, and there was much rejoicing. But I do also want to remind everybody that next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, it's Learn to Play time, everybody. If you if you have some friends who have not played D&D and they're interested, but you don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of DMing, I get it. Check out your friendly local game store to see if they will be hosting this Learn to Play weekend. They will be doing like 30-minute demos of Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. And for people who have a little bit more experience under their belt, you can get to play Prisoner 13. So yeah, contact your friendly local game store to see if they are hosting this event and hide the hence to play some D&D and roll some dice.
I am so excited about the new loading into Dragons of Stormwreck Isle content. I'm a little biased, big fan of Stormwreck, and the various adventures that can happen thereon. Sarah, you, I believe, did you anything you want to hit again from your faves?
I mean, I just got to shout out, of course, always and forever, that amazing Secret Lair drop. Please go ahead and check it out. And also, for anyone in chat who is currently entering our fantastic giveaway, due to my internet just dropping, we will be resetting it, and you can re-enter to get another chance at getting that legendary bundle.
Make sure you check out the details on that one. Anna, you had another thing to shout out?
I mean, I love a documentary. I think that it's really important to mention that the documentary that Joe Manganiello is making is coming out. I am a huge, I want to know where things started, where things came from. I don't know much about what's going to be in the documentary, but it has my attention for sure.
And we saw some very exciting guests that might be showing up in that. I guess not. It's funny that this far into getting to celebrate D&D on a larger scale, it's sort of like, yes, I'm aware that Stephen Colbert loves Of the Dungeons and Dragons, but it's still again a thrill every time I'm like, and we will get to hear from him in the documentary. What?
It's like I know that they're gonna nerd out about D&D, and I just want to nerd out with them, and that seems pleasing.
Yeah.
I also loved the segment in Direct where we got to hear from R.A. Salvatore, and that he worked directly with the team on the new Menzo Berenzon, there we go, addition to Neverwinter. That is extremely cool. And I believe they have some swag, by the way, if folks are going to check that out in the next week or so, as a celebration of this new drop in D&D Direct, which I thought was
el nuevo DLC de Neverwinter es algo que presentan prácticamente
that is
todas
not
las
all
veces
of
que
the
hace un
stuff
D&D
that you can
Direct o
grab
algo
for
similar.
today. We
Hay una
have
expansión
another
nueva para
treat to
Neverwinter o
share
para
with
contenido
you all
online
about
del videojuego.
some more of those Minecraft monsters.
No sé cómo
that
de
are
activo
coming
está a
to
día de hoy.
D&D
Por lo menos en
Beyond.
Europa no es precisamente de lo más seguido, pero es muy posible que en Estados
I'm
Unidos sí.
so excited for these.
Our special guest will be joining us in just a moment to talk through some of the DLC things, but we have a video about designing those Minecraft stat blocks that you can claim right now on dndbeyond.com or via Minecraft.
Hello everyone, today we are talking about
Oh.
Minecraft.
tal,
There
señor?
is some very exciting stuff happening with Minecraft and D&D, and we now have some Minecraft monsters that have been given the D&D treatment from Chris Perkins. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so these Minecraft mobs, as we like to call them, are a small collection of Minecraft monsters. We've got 5 of them in a bestiary that we're going to release. And it's just a kind of like a taste, a little crossover, some, shall we say, unconventional D&D threats that you can introduce into your ongoing game or just use to spice things up and surprise and delight your players. The 5 monsters that we did were the Blaze, which is an elemental, the Creeper, which is this bizarre, armless, exploding monster.
Yes.
Which I love. And then we had the Endermen, which are these bizarre beings that inhabit this kind of special plane or demi-plane called the End, and which is also overseen and watched over by a powerful creature called an Ender Dragon, and that's a CR19 threat in this little bestiary of monsters that we've compiled. And then finally, we have Wolves of the Overworld, essentially Minecraft's version of the stock wolf. It really ran the gamut from kind of like the simple. The wolf was pretty easy to design because we already have a D&D wolf that we could basically riff off of, all the way up to the, shall we say, bizarre, with things like the Ender Dragon, the Enderman, and the Creeper. The Creeper in particular was a fun, strange creature to bring into the D&D fold, because it doesn't really attack in the conventional sense, like a D&D monster. It doesn't have weapons, it doesn't even have arms to hit you with. It just sort of waltzes up to you and blows up, doing damage to structures around it as well. So it's not just you that's suffering the damage, it's like the buildings around you that are being torn asunder by this exploding thing. And then the other cool thing, which I loved, and I didn't actually pick up on this in my original design, the editor, Adrian Ng, said, you really have to give this creature this thing. What thing? the thing that lets you wear its head.
Pues ojalá, pero de momento solamente hablan de meter los monstruos. Así que para el juego de mesa Dungeons and Dragons, o sea, para el juego de rol, dudo mucho que vayan a hacer más que eso. O sea, que se va a mantener con stats de monstruos y el resto homebrewing y a casita.
Yes, we started, or rather I started with a document that we received from the Minecraft folks, which said, okay, here's our thoughts on how the monster might translate over to D&D in terms of what its ability scores would be.
Sí, yo a ti te entiendo, pero...
What are its key aspects? What are the key features of the thing that we'd like to see preserved or translated or kept in the monster when it becomes a D&D monster? And then I just riffed on that and based my work on what they gave us. We had developers look at it, we had our editor make sure everything was clean, and then we sent it back to the Minecraft folks so they could give it another look. And they actually had some additional suggestions, more sort of nuanced stuff that we could do just to kind of crank the monster up a little bit more into what we see in the Minecraft game.
I find this stuff exciting, not only with like the movie coming out because you get to take these items and make them part of D&D, and now they're a good entry point, but like with Minecraft, like this audience is being introduced to D&D and these levels and these monsters, and being able to create their monsters into the D&D world as well. It's a nice, fun way to get people excited about D&D.
Yeah, and it's like two kind of what you think of as very different flavors of fantasy.
Yeah.
But to see this thing that's just sort of kind of shows how they kind of merge in your creative consciousness. And I think DMs can just delight a lot of players by throwing one of these random monsters in. And if the players are familiar with Minecraft, I don't know what the reaction's going to be, but it's going to be kind of shock, right?
Yeah.
But I think a pleasant one.
I mean, it's fitting, like the fact that we have D&D entering into Minecraft as DLC, essentially, and then it'd be fun to have, like I like to do a thing where I put a demi-plane inside a bag of holding. I call it Bag World. So having a Bag World that is Minecraft, like you enter into Minecraft for like a one shot and you are...
Precisely, and that's I think the spirit of this endeavor is most DMs will go, well, I really can't use these cubic monsters in my ongoing game, but for a one-off or just sort of a bizarre little diversion, like we're going to go to a strange place for one session and then we're going to leave. These monsters are great because they'll catch the players by surprise, they'll be delightful, and some of them even leave treasure behind.
If you want to check out that new Minecraft content, you can find that on dndbeyond.com. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Yo, I'm excited. I'm frightened. They look very scary.
Yeah.
That art was gorgeous.
Monsters. They're so good. Please, if you haven't already, go take a look at the stat blocks for these Minecraft monsters.
Wait, you know what? What a good idea.
Yeah,
because
let's do
I
it.
might have claimed it during the show. I just, I couldn't wait. These are claimable for everyone on D&D Beyond, of course. This is our third Monstrous Compendium. And
oh my gosh.
Right here, we can see, pick one. We'll look at one.
We gotta go. I mean, okay, Creeper or Ender Dragon?
Creeper.
Creeper.
Look at it. Look at its cuteness and the fear.
I don't know. Like
Cuteness.
they were talking about
I know.
how using it in a game might be difficult. I think it just makes it way more frightening. The fact that
I'm
it
gonna
is just...
put like 10 of these in a cave.
Yeah. Can you imagine just seeing that coming toward you?
You don't know what it is. It's
No.
like nothing you've ever seen before.
Ugh, so scary.
Dropping that sound on someone who doesn't know it's coming, I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
In addition to, in celebration of the wonderful Minecraft stat blocks coming, we also, by the way, have another treat on D&D Beyond today, which is that if you haven't checked them out, you might want to take a look at the new Gemstone Dice Pack. Gems feel very on theme, so I thought that would make a nice little segue to these beauties. We
Yeah.
will show these off in action at a future time, but I could not resist. I had to poke them in there. But we have even more to share for the world of Minecraft, one of the most wonderful and loved games in the world, now combining with Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. Please welcome a very special guest, senior producer from Mojang Studios, Ricardo Lenzi.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks to you.
We are all delighted by this announcement, and we're so glad that you could join us to tell us a little bit more about what's coming with Minecraft meets Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, can you tell us how this collaboration came about? How did Minecraft and D&D become linked?
Well, we wanted to do this for a long, long time because there are a lot of Dungeons and Dragons fans in the studios. Say, let's make one pack, let's make one pack. And eventually, we do kind of mini surveys with some of our creator partners who create content for Marketplace and say, which is there an IP you would be particularly keen to work on? And we got Everbloom Games coming back with Dungeons and Dragons as top of the list, number one. Please give us Dungeons and Dragons. So you know what? We may actually make it happen. And they're great at storytelling and they're great at Minecraft tech. So it seemed like a perfect fit and it did happen.
That's absolutely amazing. And could you tell us a little bit about how this game starts? Where do we first find ourselves? Where do we go?
You start, as in it is the case for most Dungeons and Dragons games, in the basement of a dungeon master who will introduce you to the game and explain things. And there are handbooks around and character sheets and dice, a lot of dice and snacks.
Interesante.
And they will tell you what the game is about, and you can choose a class. Shall we create your character together and get you through class creation, character creation, and then off you go into the Forgotten Realms. And there you start playing as your character you just made.
That's amazing. So you mentioned the classes. So which D&D classes are we able to play as in this DLC?
Right. These they had to make some hard choices because there are 12 core classes. It's just too much to handle for the Minecraft DLC. So they went with 4, with Paladin, Barbarian, Wizard, and Rogue. But they are very distinct and they play very differently. They try to give the feeling of the Dungeons and Dragons classes. They play. Is an action
Paladín,
game, so it's not
bárbaro,
base,
mago
you go in and
y
you just
pícaro.
everything's
Bueno, me
real
parece
time,
curioso,
but
por lo menos.
you will get your fireball,
Es un reparto chulo. Es una partida
backstab
bastante
if you're a rogue,
guay.
so you get the feeling.
It is so rare that if you pick just 4 classes that Paladin gets to be one of them. And I am stoked about this.
It has to.
And I believe if you love one of the other classes, there might be something else coming your way?
Well, if you love those classes, there are skins in the pack. So the skins are great because they can be used anywhere in the pack or outside of the pack. Yes, they're free for all. So they don't have game mechanics. They're just cool. They look cool.
That's so neat. So we hear
all
this
I
is
need.
It's a pretty big DLC experience, even for Minecraft. How big are we talking? What makes this different from a regular DLC or the vanilla Minecraft experience?
Many ways, the first thing is big, is probably, it's hard to tell, but first playthrough, because it's not exactly super linear, but we guess 10 plus hours for the first playthrough with one class. So yeah, it's a lot to go through.
Over 10 hours! Has there ever been like a bigger one than that?
I wouldn't know because there are so many packs in Minecraft that
There's a beautiful wealth of things to discover. True.
But there is a lot.
It looks like we have some dice rolling as well.
We do because I said there's all real time and action and all that. But however, you get into dialogues or maybe some interaction with the world, and then you will have skills, and you say, oh, how about rolling a dice and see what happens? And you roll, and you can roll good or not good, or you can create, and there will be a D20 animation, and something changes in the story.
And tell me what we're looking at now. This is a beautiful menu full of fireball.
Yes.
Well, let me see. Oh yeah, that's our in-game menu, which actually doesn't exist in Minecraft. Minecraft is its own in-game menu, so this you will access it from the your hotbar. You go there and it brings up this menu, which is a multi-tab menu, which is completely unique and bespoke to this content, and it has a quest log, and it has skills and gear and stats and glossary, and like it's full of cool stuff.
Cool. Oh my God, that is so fantastic. I love all of the new features that we are going to get to play with me as I love Minecraft so much, and getting to like add on and have those new exciting parts of it is so cool. You mentioned that this game is hard to tell how many hours you'll be spending because it's not super linear. Is this an open world experience, or is it a different type of approach where you go through the adventure? What kind of gameplay are we looking at here?
We think about it as a semi-open world kind of experience. So it is divided in chapters because there is a story and you want to go through the stories in a way that it makes sense. But the chapters are connected and there are very big areas to explore in each chapter. And you can go back. So it's not one way only. You can go back and say, oh, I want to explore a little bit more of that area. You can do that, and there may be some nice surprise to find out.
I know there's also some really exciting familiar D&D elements. So I want to ask about, what special locations or monsters are we going to see from D&D? And I specifically want to start because I believe there is a displacer beast that we get to take a look at. Look at the murder kitty.
Yeah. So the displacer beast for sure, they're lovely, and they have all the animation on the tentacles, and they have a blur effects in game, which is kind of scary. And then there's the mimic, there is the gelatinous cube, there is a beholder. I can tell it because it's on the cover art, so I'm not spoiling anything here.
Not a spoiler. Right? Look at the cubic eyes. It's so good.
I know.
Yeah, and they attack you, all of them.
Really?
They do.
Terrifying.
Perfect. And we'll see some places we might have seen before. I think, you know what? I meant to check this before stream, y'all. How do I say Caerdinival?
Just like that.
Just like that.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Should have just committed.
That's what I would do.
It looks so beautiful.
You get to go to Candlekeep, you get to go to Icewind Dale and other places. So yeah.
Wow.
A lot to find out.
Cool.
I believe I also heard a hint that this adventure might have something you don't usually get from Minecraft that we will hear.
You mean the music and the audio?
The music and voices?
So yes. So here there is a lot going on with the audio. There is voiceover everywhere. So there is no full lot of voiceover.
No van a decir la fecha. Si es soon, va a ser soon.
For dialogues,
no van a
and it's voice acting as well. So it just every character has a personality, has a quirk, and it's very, very interesting. Which is kind of new for license pack. It's been done in other packs, but not in license 1. So that's a great achievement. And then there is the music. The music has been created for this content, so it's bespoke to it, and it's dynamic. So which is something that Minecraft doesn't normally do because it doesn't need to. But in this case, like, okay, you have a battle music which engages when you go into a fight, and then you move away, and it goes back to your ambient music or whatever.
Hombre, primavera 2023 son abril, mayo. Marzo no creo que vaya a ser ya.
God, this
tiene
is...
que ser en nada, vaya.
I want it in my little hands right now. I know you mentioned the skins previously. There are 4 classes, but you get skins for every other class to kind of take with you outside of the DLC. But is there anything else that people can take out of this gameplay experience?
Outside of these, no, you cannot. And there are reasons for that. So in some Minecraft packs, you have a resource pack which is portable. You can apply it to your own worlds, and that's great. However, if you do that, you need to make those applicable to Minecraft so they become more generic. With these, the idea was to make something bespoke, something specific, something narrative-driven, so it needs to work and live inside this pack. So this is a bespoke experience powered by Minecraft, as opposed to be Minecraft vanilla game.
Got it. And chat is going absolutely bonkers with the need to play this. So once it is available, where can people play this? Like, you know, obviously in Minecraft, but how will people be able to access this?
So people will find it in the Minecraft marketplace, which is easily accessible from the game. There's a big button in the main menu called Marketplace. It's gonna be there. We are gonna promote it, so you're gonna see it. So that's an easy way. The other easy way is going on the web store, web marketplace, and you get it from there. And you buy it with Minecoins. It downloads, and then you launch it as a new word template, and you go in and play. The interesting thing is that once you buy it with your Microsoft account, which is the one that you normally log into Minecraft, or you link to another account on other platforms, then it's your forever on all Minecraft platforms where you have Minecraft. So if you have it on your mobile phone or your PC, you don't have to buy it again. You already have it. Just download it again.
Sí, en cualquier momento
Ricardo, thank you so much. This has been such a treat. We are so excited to get to share a few more glimpses after that so enchanting trailer of what's coming our way with Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
We have just a few more minutes in our show to celebrate the great stuff we saw at D&D Direct. Thank you all for spending this time with us. We couldn't fit it all in one fantastic Direct presentation. So thank you so much to all of our guests. Thank you to our extremely special guest co-host, Anna Prosser.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. Just getting to hang out with you all and chat about these things is such a pleasure. So thank you.
More talking Dungeons and Dragons. Our standard stream reminders, of course, make sure you're checking out the community updates. This is relatively new. We have them on D&D Beyond. There's now a link to the changelog where you can see what's already come out for the site, and community updates where you can get a taste of what's happening and what's coming in the future for all the stuff that you care about for Dungeons and Dragons. Make sure you're checking that out. Of course, take the survey for one D&D playtest. Please help us build an even cooler future for Dungeons & Dragons by participating in those playtests. You can grab Keys from the Golden Vault, our newest release, which is fantastic and has the claimable Prisoner 13 adventure, which ties to, a certain movie, which is coming out this weekend.
What?
Is that
I'm excited to see it again.
There's a movie?
Anna Prosser, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
You can find me at my website, annaprosser.com. If you like TTRPG, fantasy RPG, and you like repping it, you can check out our clothing brand, cantripbrand.com. And on social media, at Anna Prosser, come hang out with me. It would be my pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much for being here and celebrating with us. We hope to see you at many of the more things. Check out that roadmap that D&D is going to be up to this year.
Any of the more things. I love that.
Community manager Latia Jaquise, thank you. Where can people find you?
You can find me at my website, latiajaquise.com. You can find me wearing a lot of Cantrip brands. And then you can find me on Twitter at Latia Jaquise. It's pretty dang simple. and here, of course, every Tuesday.
Community manager Sarah Chafee.
Hello. You can also find me here pretty much every Tuesday, but beyond that, you can find me at all corners of the internet, Twitter, TikTok, etc., under Sarah is Coffee with an H. So find me there, drinking a lot of coffee. So yeah.
And I am Amy Dallin, content producer here at D&D Beyond, and Enthusi-Amy most places on the internet. And this has been such a treat. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we will see you next time on D&D Beyond.
Bye.
Bueno, pues ya estaría este D&D Direct con el extra de D&D Beyond que nos han querido presentar con un poquito más de chat y de diálogo, pero tampoco nos han contado nada particularmente exclusivo ni ni novedoso. Podría haber sido mucho peor, también os digo. Pero bueno, guay, la música está guay. Por si a alguien le sigue interesando, la musiquita está muy bien. Y Bichex, no menos. Y poco más que decir al respecto, chicos. Ya sabéis que tengo partida con mecenas ahora en nada, 15-20 minutillos como mucho. Que vamos a jugar una de estas partidas de Kiss from the Golden Vault. Ya os comentaré qué tal las impresiones de ver la jugada, de verla puesta en escena. Y con un poquito de suerte, dentro de unas semanas, espero que no se vaya a meses, pero dentro de unas semanas es posible que haya una partidita de Dungeons and Dragons Keys from the Golden Vault en el canal para que podáis disfrutar en condiciones, ¿vale? No será la primera es la que vamos a jugar hoy. Es una que yo tengo bastantes ganitas, pero necesito hablar con gente y que esa gente esté dispuesta a hacer un poco el cabra, un poquito por lo menos. Y poco más que deciros, con esta música epiquísima nos vamos a ir despidiendo. Lo dicho. Muchísimas gracias, chavales, por pasaros a ver este D&D Direct conmigo. Y si tenéis alguna curiosidad, alguna consulta, lo que sea, ya sabéis que podéis irla poniendo en todas partes. En Twitter, en YouTube, en Twitch, en Discord. Y contestaré, comentaré o me sorprenderé de lo que me tengáis que aportar con cualquiera de las consultas o comentarios que hagáis. Besazos gordos y ya os digo, nos vemos el jueves. ¡Vámonos de raid!